Going to see him this weekend in Vegas, Covino.
That's right. The WBC and WBA light heavyweight belts are on the line. Let's welcome WBC light heavyweight champion David Benavidez.
Yo, what's up, my man? How are you?
The Mexican Monster. Good to see you.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really good. How you guys doing?
We're excited. We're excited. We get on our plane tomorrow morning. We'll cover the fight. See you win or what? Are we feeling confident?
Am I feeling confident? Did you not see the press conference?
Dude, no,
I'm 100% confident, man. Like I said, David Morrell is a good fighter. That's why I picked him to fight, because I know when I get in the ring with good fighters, a great David Benavidez comes out, and we've been selling this fight really good. You know, the promotion has been really good, and the good thing about this is none of this is fake. You know, I mean, this is all real. You know, we have a genuine dislike for each other, and I think the track record shows in history when you get two fighters like that really dislike each other, the fight is amazing.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're 100% confident. Are you 100% healthy? Because you battled some injuries with your hand last fight. So no excuses this time around, right? How are you feeling health-wise, man?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm feeling really good. I didn't have any excuses last fight. I won the fight, you know, even though
I know you won. Absolutely.
I just told you guys that I had injuries, but there's no injuries now. You know, we're 100% good, injury-free, and we're looking to put a great show for the people.
And you said you dislike your opponent, David Morrell. Why is it exactly? Is it all the trash talk? Is it what he said about your family? What is it about him that you dislike so much? And does that work to your advantage here?
Yeah, it's just the trash talk, you know, just the trash talk, and then just seeing him face to face, and those both talking about each other. And then also, you know, at the end of the day, when you're a fighter, this comes out, especially if somebody says something to you, you know what I mean? It's eventually going to come out. And like I said, I understand this is a business too. I want to sell as much pay-per-views as possible. So, you know, we cranked it up a little bit.
You said you genuinely dislike that guy, and you said that's good for the fight. Does that change your emotions, or is it like just an opponent's an opponent? Do you really, does making contact feel even better when you hate that guy's face?
Yeah, so when you have emotions like this, also, I mean, obviously you have to control the emotion.
Yeah.
If you really don't like somebody, that emotion could lead you to possibly wanting to knock this guy out or inflicting as much damage as possible. And I've dealt with emotions like this in my previous fights, and as you guys can see, I'm 29-0 with 24 knockouts, so it's worked pretty good for me.
No doubt.
Absolutely, yeah. Both undefeated fighters going at it this weekend. And you mentioned that you're going to break his jaw. So it's not just about beating this dude. You want to hurt this dude. Is that right?
I want this fight to leave an imprint on the rest of his life, and I want him to remember me for the rest of his life too. I want him to, when he thinks about David Benavidez, I want him to think like, oh man, I can't even believe that I ever thought I was going to beat that guy. That guy's a monster.
Now, you obviously have your personal expectations. You also have a reputation of being el monstruo, as Mike Tyson named you, the Mexican Monster. So you have that to live up to. You're fighting for Mexican pride. How do you view it as far as Mexican fighter versus Cuban fighter?
To be honest with you, I felt like the Mexican and Cuban rivalry has been really good. We've had some great fights, but I just feel like the Mexican fighters all around, they're more, they go after you. We don't try to box. We try to actually go in there and stop the fights, and we try to, knock the fighters out. So I already have that in my blood. You know what I mean? I fought like that my whole career, so I'm expecting to fight like that until my career is over.
Is it cool that Mike Tyson calls you the Mexican Monster? That's got to be cool knowing, growing up in
Monster.
It's Mike Tyson. Is that cool?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. It's really so like I want you to put in perspective for you. When I watched Mike Tyson my whole life. So when him blessing me with a nickname like that, it not only does it make me happy and it makes me motivated, but it kind of puts like my thoughts when I was a little kid thinking that I was going to be a world champion, watching Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson giving me my name. It's like, oh wow, like you could really manifest whatever you want if you work hard to your dreams. And right now I'm in all bliss because I'm living out my dreams right now.
We're here with David Benavidez. The fight's this weekend. We're going to be out there. We're so pumped, man. So pumped to have you on the show. How are you feeling fighting at 175 now? Because you were so dominant at 168. Do you really feel the power difference from your opponent, from yourself? Like, what has been the biggest difference for you so far?
To be honest with you, I didn't really have not that I didn't have a good experience, but I didn't really get to feel 100% myself because of the injuries I was dealing with.
Right.
This time around, I'm expecting to feel the power from myself. because I'm 100% good right now. But as for opponents' punching power, I don't think like that. Once you're a fighter and you're a warrior, you don't think like, oh, is this guy gonna hit hard, this and that. You just go in there, you do the work, and that's it.
You are 29-0, like you pointed out. 24 of those coming by knockout. Would you be shocked if he lasted all 12 rounds?
You know what I mean? I wouldn't be shocked because this is boxing. Sometimes these people, they move around a lot, but I'm not trying to let it go to 12 rounds. Like I said, every single round I'm gonna be in there putting as much pressure as possible to make sure I get that KO.
Yo, let me ask you this: ring entrances. We've been going to fights together now, COVINO, for like 20 years.
Yeah,
they're getting more intense. More elaborate, more fireworks and songs and, musicians, rappers bringing people down to the ring. Do you put a lot of thought into your ring entrance?
Yeah, I do more like Mexican artists because obviously most of my fans are Mexican and Latino and stuff. So I definitely do put that. My last fight came out with the artist, so this fight I'm planning on doing coming out with another artist as well.
Nice.
But obviously, at the end of the day, this is a show, and you have to give the people what they want to see. So every fight, it's gonna get bigger and bigger.
Hey.
So I am adding artists to all my fights now.
And I love that because, it's all about entertainment.
Of course.
And this gets them hyped up. And I say this with all due respect, David Benavidez, but the cleanest, the tightest ring entrance I've ever seen was Felix Chavez, your brothers in Creed 3, man. That was pretty cool,
yeah,
dude.
Dope.
That was dope. How was that for you, man? And your brother's on this card, too. So
yeah.
Does that make it more nerve-wracking for you, or are you just so confident in him? So tell me about him on the card and tell me about seeing him in the movie.
No, so we're really confident because over here on this side, we work our asses off, and we know exactly what we have. We know exactly what talent we have. So once you put the talent with the hard work, and there's no stone unturned here. We're not messing around. So I'm gonna have 100% confidence in my brother. It does get me a little bit nervous, because obviously it's my brother. I love my brother. But I'm sure he feels the same with me. He gets a little bit nervous when he watches me fight. But as to his entrance in the movie and just seeing him being in the Creed 3, it's just like I said, we're just living out our dreams. We're two kids from Phoenix, Arizona. We weren't really expecting much, and now multiple titles, multiple belts won, and he's in Creed, and it's gonna keep getting bigger and better. So like I said, man, it's just with all the hard work and dedication, anything can be manifested.
Now, David, I was gonna say, when you were growing up in Phoenix with your brother, could you have ever imagined when you guys were tussling, wrestling in the living room, throwing pillows at each other? Would you ever imagine that you guys would both be at this level? Like, was there any signs early on like, yo, we got skills, bro?
Yeah, well, my brother, he was one of the best amateur fighters in all of Phoenix. But when we were younger kids, no, we weren't expecting nothing like that. So, like I said, we didn't expect that, but we were working towards that. So just the hard work and the dedication led us to here. And like I said, now that I'm here, I'm just reaching for the stars, and I want bigger and better things because I know it's possible. So I'm just, like I said, I'm really, really happy, and I'm really blessed with everything that's going on in my life.
And we're happy for you, man. And you're talking about the manifesting, so let's talk about it. When you win this fight, man, Beterbiev also fights Bivol what? In
February 22nd?
February, right? The winner of your fight should fight the winner of that fight. How do you see that panning out?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like Bivol won the first fight. I think he's going to win again. So, we're 100% focused on this fight Saturday, but honestly, if we get that opportunity, we should be the number one in line to fight Bivol. So, yeah, man, it's going to be great. We got some great things coming our way. And, like I said, stay tuned because, greatness will be achieved.
Now, personally, I really do want to know this. That would be a huge fight, a great fight. Those are great fighters, right? But personally, would you rather fight the winner of Beterbiev Bivol or Canelo? Because everybody still brings up Canelo, but, are you past that at 175? Are you not looking back? What are your thoughts on that?
To be honest with you, those are two completely different fights. I think the one with – leave that there. Don't drink that. I think the one with Canelo is the bigger fight, obviously, because, it's more hyped up. Mexican versus Mexican. Canelo, he's achieved a lot. But I think that's an easier fight than Bivol. Honestly, I think I beat Canelo easier than I beat Bivol. I think Bivol, he's a tough fighter, and But I think the Canelo fight is bigger than the fight versus me and Bivol.
A lot of people think the Morrell fight this weekend is tougher than a Canelo fight.
Yeah, we'll let you get back to what you're doing. David Benavidez on COVINO Rich. One last thing. You're a favorite in Vegas, minus 230. Do you ever take a look at that stuff? Do you want to know how much you're favored, if you're an underdog? Do you care about that even a little? Does that motivate you?
No, to be honest with you, I don't really care looking at that stuff. And also a thing that I hate when people tell me is like, "Hey, I'm betting on you." So I'm like, "Oh, so now you're fucking betting on me? I'm supposed to win or what?"
Right. No,
but I don't really look at that,
Okay.
because sometimes I don't really like to pay attention to that stuff because a fighter, in my opinion, every fighter is dangerous and every fighter is good. So I gotta stay my mind focused. I don't try to get stuck up on being an advantage of nothing like that. I just try to stay focused on the fight until the job is done.
And actually, I got one last question too. We're obviously very pumped about your fight and what's next for you. What's a fight you want to see?
Just like an all boxing?
Yeah.
Me versus Canelo will be good.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
I would love to see Devin Haney versus Devin Haney. Ryan Garcia versus Tank too. I think that would be a really good fight, but with no weight class. No weight
Right.
class.
All right, man. Hey, well, we're wishing you the best, and thank you for your time. We'll see you this weekend in Vegas.
There he is, David Benavidez. Thank you, my friend. Yo,
Thank you,
take care.
man.
See you this
The
weekend.
Mexican Monster, named by Mike Tyson.
Mexican
the dude
Monster.
is nasty. And let me just put this in perspective, too. Everybody wants
Yeah.
to see this Canelo fight, and it would be a battle because Canelo's tough, right?
Yeah.
But Canelo didn't translate at 175. He lost to Bivol, right?
Yeah.
Because the power wasn't the same. Canelo's 5'7". I'm not saying that matters, but he's a smaller dude, right? Who fights at 168, 5'7". El Monstro here is 6'2", and he walks around at 200 pounds.
So
He's a much bigger dude.
keep that in mind. Benavidez, 6'2", 200 pounds.
I mean, he's fighting at 175, but he's still a bigger guy.
But Canelo Alvarez, because you see him against other fighters, sometimes you lose that perception of height.
Exactly.
He's 5'7".
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be a battle, and don't sleep on David Morrell. It's not a warm-up fight. It's going to be a battle, and they dislike each other. And we're going to be out there this weekend from Radio Row at MGM starting tomorrow. So tune in, COVINO and Rich. And if you want to see the fight on Saturday, ppv.com or premierboxingchampions.com. Benavidez Morrell.